Hi, in this video, I'll be explaining about Chapter 9 from the book Transportation Management with SAP TM. So, first is transportation compliance, which refers to ensuring that companies involved in global chain actually sticks to international and local laws, which actually governs transportation and logistics. So, SAP tools like SAP Global Trade Service and SAP Environment Health and Safety Management actually helps companies manage the complexity of these regulations, which also covers areas like import export management, trade preference management, and security filings. And this image actually shows the process flow for shipment subject to several compliance regulation. This also highlights key touch points for compliance check in the trade and transportation. So especially in SAP tools like SAP Global Trade Services to actually meet global trade regulations and manage security filings. And next is SAP Global Trade Services. So it is actually a solution within SAP portfolio, which also enables organization to like manage compliance across global trade. So it streamlines export and import process. So it also automates the compliance check and helps ensure we are actually sticking to international trade laws, and it also integrates with other SAP modules like ERP, EWM, and TM, which also supports companies with custom declaration, checks, and managing trade preference. And next is import and export management. So this functionality within the SAP GTS automates the process of handling import and export declaration, which also helps business classify products, calculate duties, and communicate with custom authorities. So it also supports compliance for both export and import, which also ensures to regulation through like license management and checks. And next is trade preference management. So this feature of SAP Global Trade Service actually helps business take advantage of predefined trade agreements to actually reduce import duties. It also manages the eligibility of products for preferential treatment, and also automates the creation of certification of origin, and also helps maintain long-term vendor declaration. And next is special customs procedure. So this special custom procedure is actually supported by SAP GTS, which allows companies to like benefit from duty exception in criteria certain cases, such as in bond custom warehouse inward and outward processing, and also use of raw materials in assembly process. And this image actually explains the process flow of inward and outward processing, where companies can actually import raw materials, process them, and re-export or re-import them, while paying custom duties on the added value during the processing. And next is special region procedures. So some things like European Union are actually supported by SAP GTS. So these procedures actually allow businesses to like manage the calculation and application for subsidies or refunds, such as agriculture products under EU's Common Agriculture Policy. And next is the integration of GTS with and SAP TM. So actually, SAP GTS actually integrates with SAP TM to actually enable compliance checks at various stages of transportation. So this integration actually ensures transportation request and fleet orders comply with trade regulation and manage custom declaration most efficiently. And next is integration of the master data. So integration. Master data integration between SAP GTS and SAP TM is very important for smooth operation. So SAP GTS actually imports master data such as vendor and custom information from SAP ERP, and also enriches it with the trade compliance specific details like product classification. And next is the integration of transactional data. So, transactional data such as fleet orders and transportation requests is actually exchanged between SAP TM and SAP GTS via standard service oriented architecture, which is SOA services. So, this integration allows real time compliance check and custom declaration generation during transportation planning. And this image actually shows the transactional flow between the SAP TM and SAP GTS. So, this shows how various transportation documents such as fleet orders and forwarding orders interface with the SAP GTS for compliance validation. Next is the export compliance for the sanctioned parties, screening and embargo checks. So SAP actually SAP GTS actually enables businesses to like screen transaction and business partners against sanctioned parties list and embargoes. So these check actually ensures that companies comply with international trade laws and avoid business relationship with backlisted entities. And this figure actually outlines the process of performing embargo and sanctioned party checks, showing how freight orders and forwarding orders are screened against compliance database within the SAP GTS. And next is the export custom service. So SAP GTS actually automates the export custom service, generating necessary legal documentation and handling electronic communication within custom authority. So this functionality ensures that shipment comply with export regulation and that custom declarations are actually filled accurately. And this image actually shows overview of the process of custom service, demonstrating how freight forwarders and shippers actually interact with SAP GTS to actually manage custom declaration. And then next is export customs declaration management. So this feature within the SAP GTS actually enables companies to like manage custom declaration, ensures that goods are properly classified and documented. So SAP GTS actually automates the generation of declaration and communicates with custom authorities. So this image actually shows how SAP GTS generates export custom declaration based on data from SAP TM, showing the interaction between forwarding orders and fleet orders and custom groups. And this next is the configuration for export management and service. So to configure export customs in SAP TM and SAP GTS, businesses must set up profile for custom relevance check against custom orders, and also integrate partner function between SAP TM and GTS for seamless custom processing. And this image shows the configuration of custom activities in SAP TM, which also includes custom relevance check and assignment of custom profiles to like forwarding and fleet orders. And next we have the import custom service. So import custom service actually manages the declaration and custom clearance of inbound goods or deliveries. So SAP TM and SAP GTS facilitates import declaration and transit procedures, which also ensures compliance with local import regulation. And next we have the SAP environment and health management. So this helps companies comply with dangerous goods regulating and environment standards during transportation. It also integrates with SAP TM to like perform safety checks and ensures compliance with legal requirement of hazardous material. And next is the dangerous goods regulation. Various international agreements govern the transportation of dangerous goods. So SAP and health and environment, health and safety management actually integrates these regulations into SAP TM to ensure compliant handling and transportation of the materials, which also covers modes like air, sea, and land. Well, next is the dangerous goods classification. So, dangerous goods are actually classified into specific category based on the property like flammable, corrosive, or toxic. So, SAPH EHS actually manages these classification and ensures proper documentation for transportation. And next is requirements for dangerous goods checks in SAP TM. So SAP TM and SAP EHS actually perform checks to like ensure that dangerous goods are transported safely and and also comply with regulations. So these check actually consider factors like vehicle suitability, personal training, and route compliance. So this image actually shows how SAP TM perform dangerous goods checks during transportation, which also ensures that goods meet specific safety and legal requirement for before they're actually being shipped. And next is the SAP ERP master data for dangerous goods and the shipping handling. So SAP ERP actually manages the master data for dangerous goods within the material master record, which also includes data like hazardous material. So this data is very important to ensure that compliance with dangerous good regulation, and is also used to like inform shipping process within SAP TM. And this image actually shows the how the dangerous goods master data in SAP ERP, where details such as classification, hazard categories, and transportation handling information are actually stored. So these details ensure that dangerous goods are like properly handled and documented during transportation. And next is the dangerous goods related integration and process flow between SAP ERP and SAP TM. So this integration between SAP ERP and TM actually ensures dangerous goods data is actually transferred safely and seamlessly for transportation planning. So this integration actually ensures that correct safety checks are actually applied, and they have compliance with international regulation, which are actually need to be maintained. And this image actually shows how SAPTM integrates with SAP EHS management to like ensure dangerous goods are handled accordingly to safety regulations. So this also outlines the data flow between the systems for checking and managing dangerous goods during transport. And next is the configuration of dangerous goods check for SAPTM. So in SAPTM, dangerous goods checks are configured to ensure that all transportation involving hazardous material complies with legal and safety requirements. So this includes setting up rules for transportation modes, materials, and countries for transit. And next, this image actually shows how dangerous goods checks are enabled in SAPTM, which also outlines the step to configure and activate these checks for shipment containing hazardous material. And next is the dangerous goods content loader. So this in SAPH helps companies to load dangerous goods via data in the system efficiently. It also simplifies the process of maintaining the dangerous goods classification and characteristics by actually importing standard regulatory data. And this image shows how dangerous goods content loader works, showing the interface where users can actually upload dangerous goods data and classification to actually ensure accurate checks and compliance. And next slide is about the SAP TM application level setup for dangerous goods support. To support dangerous goods in SAP TM, certain application level configuration are very important. So these include defining the transportation mode, vehicle type, hazards, material to checks to ensure compliance with safety regulation during transportation. And this image actually shows a view of the interface configuration for dangerous goods in SAP TM. So where users can define the layout and the features needed to like manage and check dangerous goods during transportation planning. And next is the dangerous goods data and checks in SAP TM. So SAP TM uses dangerous goods data from SAP AH to perform checks during transportation planning. So these check actually ensures dangerous goods are handled accordingly to safety guidelines, which also covers aspects like container type, routine restriction, and legal compliance. So this figure shows the detailed screen for managing dangerous goods within a forwarding order in SAP TM. So it also displays important attributes such as classification codes, handling requirement, and safety restriction for goods being actually transported. And next is external compliance service providers. So SAP actually integrates with external compliance service providers like uh, uh, DSCRATs, which allows business to like utilize special services for custom clearance, trade compliance, for security filing. So these providers offer additional capabilities for managing global trade compliance. And this image actually shows the open B2B interface that actually allows SPTM to like connect with external compliance service providers. It also outlines how data is actually exchanged between systems for managing custom trade and compliance service. Next is cargo security filing procedure. So this involves submitting detailed information about shipment to authorities about transportation being before transportation begins. So this is actually a legal requirement in many countries, and SPTM supports this by actually integrating with systems like the US Import Security Filing, which is the ISF, and Automated Manifest System, which is the AMS. And this image shows how SAPTM triggers the integration with security filing service directly from a forwarding order. It also shows the process flow for submitting security information to authorities to actually ensure compliance before they are transported. And next is the air freight booking procedure. So the air freight booking procedure in SAP TM actually manages the process of like booking air freight shipment with carriers. It also automates the generation of air way bills and also manages the compliance check to like check to ensure that shipment meet all safety and regulatory requirement. And this image actually shows the steps involved in invoking an air freight booking in SAP. It also shows how users can actually create and send booking requests to air carriers and also integrate compliance check to like ensure all necessary documentation is actually provided. That's pretty much about chapter 9. Thank you.